Hi everyone, welcome to episode 2 of Spin Less Scrap More Season 7. I am working on another layout, obviously. This is going to be a double page layout, and I had a lot of trouble deciding what photos I wanted to use. So I think I thought that this was going to be a really wintry collection, and it is. But you can see, like, even on the papers that are on the screen now, there's like the Merry and Bright, there's Christmas ones involved, and I wasn't prepared for that. So I think that is another reason I mentioned in the first video, that is another reason I kind of struggled with this collection. But I'm happy with the layouts in the end. And I really like this one. I think it turns out pretty cute. I am following a sketch by Scrapbook Generation, and I'm kind of trying to make this one work. So I kind of alter it a little bit to fit what I want, and it turns out just fine. What I wanted was that snowflake paper to basically span the entire left-hand side of these photos. But what happens is that since it's already cut and I needed some for the other side, it just wasn't going to be big enough. And so I just made it work anyway. Then there is these two photos. First of all, I'm going to say I've glued them down the wrong way. So I do have to, I'm going to realize that here. I'm going to peel them up. I've been using this little spatula thing that used to come with Cricuts. I don't know if they still make it or not, but these things are pretty cool for picking up stuff because it barely, I think if the stuff was really secured down, it might be a little harder, but it really has been a handy tool lately. So you've probably seen me use it a few times. So I'm going to do these photos. These are photos from, it was like February 13th. It was around Valentine's Day. We didn't get a lot of snow, but we got a lot of ice. You can see the big chunk of ice. Well, in both those photos, he's holding a piece of ice. The one actually on the top of the layout, it actually looks like the USA. So he said, "Look, I found the USA." So I have that one, but so basically we got a layer of ice and then a small layer of snow and then a layer of ice. And around us, like if you were to go 20 miles or anywhere from 10 to 20 miles in any direction around us, you would come into a bunch of snow, like 10 to 12 inches. So it was really interesting. And I think we were kind of bummed that we didn't get more, but it made for really fun sledding. You will eventually someday see me do sledding, the photos from us sledding. Then I remembered also as well that I wanted to use this photo as the one. So the sketch did call for, I am altering the sizes of the photos a little bit, but it did call for a 4x6 with this large photo mat. And so I wanted this one because I don't know, I just really like that, anyway, I like it. That's why. So, and then this top area where it calls for a 4x6, I put two 3x4 photos, and I had trouble narrowing down which photos I wanted to go on the layout because you guys know me, I take a lot of photos and I like to use a lot of photos. I mean, even if they're fairly close to each other, then I still like to use them. I'm just one of those people. So also, the other thing that I've done off camera, and I didn't do it for the first layout, which actually if I would have, it probably would have looked really good too. But if you notice, oh, real quick here, I also, in this spot where it calls for a 3x3 photo, I put two 1.5x3 photos. So they are 3 inches tall and 1.5 inches wide. And that just got one more picture in there. And you can see the way the photos are, they fit pretty well. So, but what I was saying a minute ago is if you can look and see on all the photos, there is a kind of whitish border. So all I did is I have one of those really old Tim Holtz, like dauber, I don't even know what they are. It came free in some Scraptastic kit. And I never thought I'd use it, and I actually had it in a giveaway box at one point, but I decided not to get rid of it. So what I did was I just took it, and it's kind of like you could use acrylic paint and it would have the exact same confet, I guess is the word I'm looking for. So, and just a little sponge or something to dab along the edges. So that's all I did was I took that sponge dauber, and I don't think that he makes the acrylic or whatever they're called. I don't think he makes them with the daubers anymore. I think he makes them, but they just don't have the daubers, which, to be honest, I don't buy a lot of distressed stuff. So by Tim Holtz, it just doesn't go too well with Doodlebug, right? But it can be hard to actually get the stuff out of the bottle, and maybe that's just how old it is. But either way, any kind of white acrylic paint or white something paint would work, you know, just dab it along the edges. So, and it's not super noticeable, but it is enough. I knew I wanted some separation in these photos, especially since I put like the 1.5 by 3-inch ones there. You know, there's going to be a lot of photos, so it just kind of helps give them all a border. And I'm sure by now you can tell what I mean when you look at the photos. There's that little bit of white in between. You could always cut these photos slightly smaller and mat them all on a white piece of cardstock, or just not mat them. And like, since I'm using a white piece of cardstock now, you could easily just, you know, leave a little space between them and the background. But I like the look of this paint method, so that's why I did that. And also, if I forget to mention it on the next layout, I believe I did it. I might have done it on, no, just this one and the next one, as far as I can remember. So you might notice there too, since I knew most of this background was going to be covered up, I have a space in my scrap room that I have saved for papers that are white on one side and a pattern on the other side that I won't use. And I've noticed the Pink Fresh collections, their front cover piece is actually pretty thick, so it works as good as a white piece of cardstock. So take a look at the other side of that before discarding that, even if you used it as scraps for something. Now, I was really glad. One of the things I was thinking this whole time I was doing the layout, and then I almost forgot to do it, was I have that red frame that's on the sticker sheet, and I knew that I wanted to use that around one of the pictures because it's just going to have a little bit of red, and I thought it was pretty perfect. But before I put it down, I wanted to make sure that I had the other photo that's going to go here in a spot where I wanted it so I could glue it down. So I went ahead and put that photo together, and then I'm going to put this photo. Now that red frame has slightly cornered edges. They're very, like, just a little bit of a corner to them. So I didn't worry I thought about getting my corner rounder out, but my corner rounder would not make the same. It would have made a very prominent round corner. And with these other photos, like the one on the left with that big blue border, it's not rounded either. So you don't even notice once it's on the layout. Another thing I didn't think I would end up using, but I'm glad that I had, was this cut apart, and I am going to end up doing my journaling on this piece. And I played around just a little bit with it. It's kind of funny because I didn't really think about this sticker here, and I actually have to tuck or unstick this sticker quite a few different times, the red frame one, to get things in where I want them to go. But that is the gist of the layout there, and I'm really happy with how it turns out. Again, I said at the time I wasn't super happy, but I think this wasn't the layout that was really bothering me. It was the two after this, because it just wasn't working for what I thought. Now I want you to notice over here where I just covered this spot up, you probably noticed that I left a gap in the border strip, and I mentioned in the first video that their border strips are not the full 12 inches, but I wanted it to span the entire, 12 inches. Well, so I cut it because originally I was thinking I was going to either punch some snowflakes out or find some snowflakes and kind of make them look like they were hanging from the sky on the left-hand side. Well, when I pulled the snowflakes from the sticker sheet, it just didn't work. They blended in, the colors weren't, and I think I mentioned in the last video as well that the snowflakes are a little weird. on this, just the way they look, the sticker ones. Some of them are fine, but then there's a few that just look odd to me, and it's probably just me. So I didn't end up doing that. And so I do keep that it's a snow day tag. I definitely wanted to use that because obviously we were playing in the snow, whether it's ice or snow, that doesn't really matter. Um, and I'm going to add a string from all the way from the top, and I'm going to have it make like a little bow on top of the it's a snow day tag. Uh, at first it throws me off because it's the only place that really has a string there, but it works for me and I'm fine with it. So you will see that. I think I do that in the end. Now I'm just playing around, making different cluster areas, and what I really wanted to use up some of these things, you know, like the cute little bunny in the snow globe with the bird and the bear and the mittens. You might have seen me trying to tuck them. I really like how they did their mittens. They're not just two mitten stickers. They have got like the string between them. And I tried putting the string over the phrase in the snow in the meta we can build a snowman, but it covered up too much of the words, so I ended up not doing that. But um, here I am just playing. I really wanted to add more to the word winter. Um, I thought that I kind of needed more to that cluster or to that as my title. It probably would have been fine without it, but it just looked a little empty to me. So I decided to go ahead and put that bear there. I think I probably like the bear looking at it on the screen a little more while it was up above the photo, but you know, it's kind of, you guys get a bird's eye view of the layout, whereas, you know, I'm looking at it from an angle. So that does make a difference. You guys would be surprised how, you know, all of us, I bet you every YouTuber looks at their video while they're editing it and thinks, oh, that actually looked pretty good there. So it can be a little tricky at times, but I'm happy with where he is now. I am still playing around with trying to use that snow globe though. And the other one I really want to use is that stocking with the little bunny in it. It's so cute. It's on the sticker sheet, but obviously I'm not going to put it on this layout. So here's where I put down, and this is just some crochet twine thread that I have had for forever. This has a little bit of sparkly. I have two rolls. One is sparkly and one is just plain white. And I pretty much, ever since I got these, I don't use ribbons a whole lot anymore. I do on occasion, but, and I do have a drawer with some ribbons and twines, but I usually, this is my go-to. So you can get the rolls at Michael's for like $3. So it's really inexpensive. Now I knew I needed something else, and there wasn't much left on the sticker sheet that I wanted to use for this layout. So I went to my theme albums, and yes, I will do a video on them. I just am right in the middle of doing a few other things, so it's going to be a little time. But one, I have an like a 3-ring binder for themes. Let me see, what is it? Yeah, it says themes. So this obviously would be snow. So one was a sticker, and I want to say that thermometer sticker I've had for a while now, and I've always wanted to use it because I really like that thermometer sticker. And it is, I want to say it's from a Simple Stories collection. I'm not 100% sure. But then I also had these random snowflakes from somewhere. I don't know where I got them. And I'm playing with them, but the colors just aren't working for me. This is where I was kind of thinking I would put more string with the snowflake coming down from the top, just like I did the tag, but it just doesn't work. So again, I'm trying those stickers out even in the middle of the snowflakes, and that just looks kind of funky and it just doesn't look right. This is a part where I'm going to get a little bit frustrated here because I'm like, okay, this is not working. And I'm trying all different variations. I'm trying it with the stickers. I'm trying 2 of the different ones. I'm trying them alone. The other problem is they have big holes in the middle of them too. And so I didn't know how I was going to make that work for pulling the strings down from the top. And then I felt like this area up here was empty. So I looked back at the sticker sheet and I found this little raccoon guy, and he worked perfectly. And I actually tucked his tail behind the photo, but his little paw is over the photo. So it kind of looks like he's, I don't know, holding on to the photo or something. And then just to use up some more of the snowflakes, I'm just kind of sprinkling them around. And then I remembered the words, so again, sprinkling them around as well. And I do go back, and I think I do it off screen of the snowflakes. At this point, I had given up on the snowflakes, but I just wanted something more. And so I do go back and I add the very first ones I tried, which were sparkly. And first I didn't really think they looked very good with the layout, but I'm actually glad in the end it came together. And I think it was because instead of trying to make them look like they were hanging from the top of the layouts with the strings, I just kind of spread them all over. So I don't remember. I'm pretty sure I want to say I didn't do that on camera, but maybe we'll see what's coming up next. So you can see where I put that thermometer sticker. I really like that there. I am going to play around a little bit with right now with that thermometer sticker. So in the kids' like Easter baskets or stockings one year, they got these things that you squeeze together, and there's snowball ones, there's all different ones, but these ones make ducks. So my son in that photo is actually holding a snowball duck. And then I saw that sticker that said Frosty Friends, and I really wanted it by that photo where it says Frosty Friends where he's holding the duck. And so but what I didn't like was that the Frosty Friends was kind of covering up the thermometer, but it ends up staying just like that. I do try to move it around a little bit, but it just stays. And here's where I guess I do this on camera here. And I just add them around, and you can see I'm even cutting some of them in half. And so I can kind of make them fit in different places and tuck behind things just so I have more. Here's where I was trying to put the thermometer somewhere else, and I thought about maybe saving it and using it on another layout, but I thought, nope, I want to use it on this layout. It brings a little red to this spot here, so I'm going to go for it. And it's covered up, but you guys know what it is looking at it. So even though it's a little bit covered up, it's still okay. So you can see here I cut another one of those snowflakes in half, and actually I ripped that one because I was not gentle enough, but I still had the other half, and just tucking them in instead of having the whole snowflake worked a little better because it just wasn't as in your face as it was cutting them in half and just tucking them behind. And you guys know me, I love to tuck things behind different things. It just, I don't know, it makes, I feel like it makes the layouts look good. So and not only that, but I got all of those used up. I have no idea where I got them. I don't know how long I've had them. It's been years, but you can see here, they're pretty much, I just use them. I take them all and I just start sprinkling them everywhere and calling it good. I'm like, yep, those are used. So that is the layout. Here you can have a couple of close-up shots. I did add one of those snowflakes to the mug, by the way, and I think it fit there so perfectly. It looked really cute. And that is it for this episode, and I will see you guys next time. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys like this layout. All right, everyone, have a good week. Bye.